taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scoper, New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do, man? RingGameRadio.com in the building. Let's get it. Sunday edition, cuz. Boy, Jesus Shuttleworth the God, go artist, LB, Lauderdale boss, nigga. Let's go.
Sir, Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega people. Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And anyone banned from the Bodega on Sunday?
No. I would have mentioned if they were banned.
Okay.
Although your boy Angry Fist is getting on my nerves, so he might have with his little comment of why he didn't want to why he wasn't looking at Puello. Like, that was some silly shit. So he might be
expound, please.
He might be on some time. He might be on a timeout. Hold up, real quick.
Yeah, I got it. What did he say? Because this is all new.
He said some really silly shit. Gary Antoine Russell responds to a question raised about why a fight against Alberto Puello was not brought up, and he said, when being a student of the game, you must consider the fact that every step a contestant takes is more than just self-gratification, and each and every last one of us do it for keeps. In other words, Puello got to catch up to me. He is behind me. No need to look back when the direction you're going is forward.
Damn, that was like a whole lot of fluff. Like
that was a whole bunch of bullshit. Like,
yeah. Now he's Poetry Fist. What the fuck is this?
Yes. Like,
what,
Angry Fist ain't angry no more? Oh, I don't need Puello. Puello needs me. Like,
Haiku Fist.
Like, come on. You could have beaten Puello easy, got the title, and you're the champion.
I don't know about easy no more, because his last two fights ain't look easy. So maybe that's why.
Puello to me, he'll lose to Gary. Like, if they,
don't get me wrong, I would pick Gary to beat him as well, but I mean, shit, if Rolly got a chance against him, then I know Gary Russell could beat him.
Yeah, Puello, like I said, although I really hate that Rolly's getting the shot. That's the bullshit though, but
blame Angry Fist, blame Angry Fist.
I'm pretty sure there's another contender other than Rolly, because Rolly, there's no way in hell this nigga should be fighting for a 140.
Nah, we blaming niggas who supposed to take the work first.
Yeah, so that's
if it's been asked to Angry Fist, he should have took that.
God, if Rolly actually becomes a legit world champion, that would be a sign of the apocalypse. You imagine the fuckery with this guy with an actual title. And not the game stuff he was carrying around for a minute.
I mean, we'll get that tank rematch then.
That's also true. That's probably true.
It'll be for a legit world title. You'll have to just bite your lip and not say shit, nigga.
Yeah, right. Oh shit.
Oh, so hold on, we forgetting somebody. Last but not least.
Yeah, last but certainly not least, I got my other man with me.
What's good? It's your boy Conscious Pod, the West Coast Avenger, #1 contender, prepare for liftoff. Destination Ring Radio. Let's fly.
Yes, sir. Conscious Pod stays elevated above the clouds. You dig? So yeah, man. We had a pretty good fucking night of boxing. Showtime. It's usually when I say, because I remember on the Ring Gang Twitter, I put, whoever was the matchmaker for last night's card needed to get some props, because I think it's probably Tim Brown. I believe it's most likely. But yeah, there was some real thought in that card and on that whole televised card, and even the YouTube portion too was not that bad, But the main
speaking of the YouTube portion, bro, Justin Delos.
Yeah, that guy. Like I said, because I remember that guy was. That guy was there was a real prospect, especially when he was getting trained by the Punisher. And then they kind of went their separate ways over some shit. And then dude just turned into a jobber, like, quick.
This nigga, like, he got knocked the fuck out hard. Like,
He did.
Trayvon's good. He's like the closest thing to, you know how ESPN has all those blue chip prospects. He's the closest thing that PBC got. It seems like as a prospect.
No, he is though. But I was like, because when I saw Justin DeLoach, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, I already knew I wasn't even gonna front like Marshall wasn't gonna beat this dude. He was, because Justin DeLoach is just like he's wasted talent to me.
I expected a KO, but not that brutal. That was pretty brutal.
dude, you see his face? Oh my, like it was a 3-round fight, and this nigga looking like he went like 17 rounds.
Yeah. Trayvon fucked him all up, man.
Dude, like his black eye looked worse than the fucking black eye Sable had in WWF when I think the horse kicked her or some shit. I know, I'm sorry, that's a crazy fucking reference, but I just remember seeing her with a black eye for like on Monday Night Raw for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And niggas are looking at Mark Merrill side-eyeing him and shit. Like, I know he had to tell everybody, like, horse accident, nigga, horse accident. Like,
yeah,
I didn't drop kick her.
And the funny thing is, too, is Deloach is not even 30, and he's taking these type of ass.
That's what I'm saying. This man, he takes his punches clean and hard.
And funny thing is, too, that was like the theme of the night. We'll get more into that, especially with one particular fight. You know?
Yes, like honestly, like, yo, somebody take his boxing gloves away from him.
I mean, like I said, he's like, because he's.
I don't want to see, dude. You too young to be getting hurt like this. Like, you on live laughing and cheesing and like, nigga, like, you not embarrassed?
I mean, cause I still remember that fight where it was upset when he lost to Gallimore, like on one of those PBC on Bounce or whatever it shows. I still remember that fucking. I still remember when he lost to him because it was like an upset, and dude never regained no type of momentum. And this is a guy that actually held a USBA belt at one time, you know, which is like an automatic IBF number 1 or 2 ranking.
I mean, he had enough talent and athleticism to do something. It's just I don't know if he ain't take the craft seriously enough, or
I mean, he was trained by Punisher, but when the Punisher went away from went out of his camp, dude started losing. Like
I mean, this is the thing. Like, you young niggas gotta have patience sometime. Like, I think he was a better fit with Punisher than anything else. But
yeah,
maybe that situation wasn't moving as fast. But at right now, like. Dude, you gotta think about something else.
Yeah, like he's not 30. He has 6 losses. He doesn't even have 20 wins yet. So it's like
6 brutal losses though.
Yeah,
like
brutal. Yeah,
dude, a seven fight prospect shouldn't be battering you where you looking like fucking Israel Vasquez after 3 rounds.
Yeah, and I still remember like Gallimore was a brutal knockout. Jason Rosario was battering him around.
The fucking Stan Jonas battering him too.
Yeah, Stan Jonas was putting his foot in his ass. Like,
One Punch Man beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
like, dude, like, nah, man, like, you. Yeah, like that's why I say that's why defense is so important in boxing. Mm-hmm. Defense is literally the difference between losing and getting your ass kicked. So you could come back from a loss, but you can't always come back from a good ass kicking.
Right, because the good ass kickings, so sometimes the more good ass kickings will come, and then
one good ass kicking deserves another.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you start going down that rabbit hole of ass whoopers, you just fall into a blender of fades, nigga. So
right, and then you're gonna have a hard life after boxing. You know?
Yes, and you're too fucking young to be taking that type of punch. So I'm sorry that this sound like a PSA, but you can't fucking play boxing, and y'all niggas got to take this shit serious. Like,
but and like I said, that was only the YouTube. Like this was a theme for the.
It was the whole night. Niggas was just getting their shit right, and I'm just like, what is it? Because I see niggas like. Only been boxing 6 months sometime, and they'll have better defensive mechanics than some of these pros. And I'm like, this a problem.
Yeah.
It's a fucking problem when I'm seeing niggas training with PJ and they're able to roll a punch better than a motherfucker who's in state-of-the-art gyms and shit.
Right, rolling, slipping, like stuff like that,
dude.
And also I gotta mention shout out to Terrell Gashaw, for getting a stoppage last night, too, on that card, man.
Oh, word! Oh, salute! He's somebody that I be wanting to just do good, man. Like, 'cause he don't let his hands go, but if he knocking motherfuckers out, salute him.
Yeah, he did. Like, and frankly, he's actually defensively responsible, but his offense is just, he I don't know what it is. Sometimes he won't let his hands go. But I mean, even in this fight we had against Brandon Lynch, who's the nephew of Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy, rest in peace. The fight was a lot closer than it should have been until finally, let a right hand go, and Lynch never kind of recovered from that, and he got dropped a couple more times before they stopped him.
God damn.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Shout outs to Android1983. What it do? Cause I see you in here with the comments. In typical Russell cryptic fashion. Yes, yeah. You need the fucking You need the cipher for them shits. Mm-hmm. All I read was just I'm ducking this nigga. But anyways, yeah, I don't need a paragraph to say you ducking a motherfucker or you're not angry anymore. Like, say that shit. Deloach was Logan Paul's sparring partner for Mayweather. I guess he got satisfied with that. You niggas, like, alright, you boxing niggas, man. Y'all gotta do a better job of getting the bag with these YouTubers. Cause if you're gonna be the sparring partner, trainer, coach for these niggas, do that. But if you're gonna try to be a boxer too, then you better take your career more serious.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, we've heard about people with sparring partner mentalities, and especially if these niggas are getting paid extremely well to be sparring partners, which they probably are. So it's like sometimes a little bit kind of either they become that habit, or there's like, I get good money and I can half-ass my fights. And shit like that. Do
that if you want to with boxing. Get your ass killed, nigga.
Right. So, but
at this point, like, these motherfuckers could just grab any YouTuber and say, "Hey, I can get you. You better off making a mototherfucker a star than being one yourself if you can't do it." Like, yeah. But it might be over for that nigga right now. Well, shit. Well, yeah, it looking like it. Fuck that. I don't want to see people get killed in the ring.
Yeah, it's definitely over for Deloach. Like, I'm sorry, Deloach. You were a prospect at one time. You can be at it. You at least picked up a USBA belt. But yeah, I think someone needs to probably take your license away. So it's
just stick to training dudes and sparring partner shit or whatever.
You can't be letting no 7-fight novice. Rook, whatever, get that type of shit off on you. Like, nah.
Yeah, do you like a 7-fight prospect? Like, jeez. Got you looking like a goddamn to be continued screen and shit on Street Fighter.
And the thing is, I mean, I expected him to KO him, but I mean, it was pretty competitive at first, but obviously.
Dude, his face don't look like a nigga that was in a competitive fight.
Well, the first round was competitive.
Yeah, no, I was the
first round out of 3 rounds. What is this like? Yeah. The bar is low for you to be competitive in 1 round of a 3-round fight. What is this, like Amir Khan, Danny Garcia all over?
I mean, I kind of thought that this would be the end result because, like I said, he hasn't fought in like 3 years, and he didn't look good the last couple times he fought anyway. So, and Trayvon Marshall's actually really good. Like,
he is though, but it's just like you don't expect that. Sometimes it's like like maybe you maybe take a knee or something like that, but like Trayvon Marshall pretty much put foot to ass to that nigga.
He put 2 feet. He put 2 feet in his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
He dived with his feet, drop kicked his ass.
Yeah, and that's the problem that's the problem that me and LB were kind of harping on. Is just like there's something off about that, and I hate seeing that too. And like I said,
why take the fight?
And it was the theme of at least the first 2 fights on the main card.
No, that 3rd fight to the whole fucking card, nigga. You right. Yeah. Don't be nice about it now.
No, because the main event, they're not necessarily rooks, but but the theme of the defense.
But they're still pro fighters getting hit too fucking clean.
Right.
Like, especially you can't be how your name Heartbreaker and you be getting hit like your face breaker. Jeez. Yeah, let's get into it. Fucking first fight, man.
Yeah, the first fight, and it was an entertaining slugfest between Amilcar Vidal and Elijah Garcia. And, you know, Garcia, his whole thing was, because he was on the showbox circuit, and, you know, he's like 19 years old. I know LB was like, you know, this nigga has 2 kids, and he's 19. And I was like, yo, he's Mexican. That's what something they start early.
But the thing is, like, I'll say this. He seemed like one of the most mature 19-year-olds in boxing I've seen. Like,
yeah. And fun things too is Vidal is. I'm not saying he's defensively responsible, but this nigga has. I mean, you know, he's a grown ass man. He's like 27, 28. Like, you would think that he would be a little bit more polished than a 19-year-old who can't even drink.
Seasoned something, yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it was a hell of a slugfest. I mean, Vidal did manage to bloody Garcia's nose and shit like that. But
so he gave him the fight that Justin Deloach was supposed to give the other dude.
Right, exactly. But Vidal, for whatever reason, like he took that right hand by Garcia and just became unstuck, just like that. And then Garcia followed up by just bludgeoning him to the canvas. You know, and I know people were on Twitter were like, well, Jack Free stopped that shit too quick. Well, he didn't stop it with Fury and Wilder. And I was like, oh god.
Oh god, y'all niggas y'all still butthurt over damn Wilder. Like, yeah. Fuck. Like, dude, this is the thing. This nigga got pummeled to the ground. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck else he wanted him to do? Like,
yeah,
y'all niggas probably thought Justin Deloach should have fucking the fight should have continued because he got up on that. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah, and it wasn't like Vidal. Vidal was on his hands and knees, bro. Like, it wasn't like bro was in the bushes. He was on Queer Street. Like,
a 7-punch combination. Like, and Garcia was throwing hard. Like, and low key, I'll be honest. In 5 rounds, he was in what, 4 or 5 rounds? 4 rounds?
He won 4 rounds, yeah.
In 4 rounds, he's been more impressive to me in 4 rounds than I've seen Johnny Beck be in 4 fights.
That's facts.
No, I mean, he's 19 years old. You know, middleweight division got a little jolt last night, and he was part of it.
Yeah, it did, because it's like, oh, we have a prospect. We have one prospect there. You know, and Vidal.
Most exciting the middleweight division been since goddamn.
It's kind of funny. He kind of looks
Toyota and Golovkin.
These kind of look and sound like Virgil Ortiz, or is that just me?
Who? Oh, Garcia?
Yeah.
Now that's you, nigga.
Yeah, that's you. He don't look like Virgil or sound.
He don't look like Virgil. He don't sound like. He don't talk like a fucking tree, nigga. Like that kid was just mad respectful, like just like humble. Like, I want to see that motherfucker succeed. Fuck that.
Yeah, I actually want to see guys. I was like, yeah, because you know that was because you know Vidal is a Samson fighter. Usually they don't be on up. They don't get upset like that very often. So it's like, just to see him actually, you know, lose for the first time. I was like, okay, Garcia. I mean, he's 19 years old. Like, usually 19 years old don't even have their grown man power, and he pummeled a guy that's, I don't think has even been down. Never, and you know, and that. So I was like, okay, all right, Elijah Garcia.
And he didn't back down from that firefight either.
Hell no, he didn't.
He get credit for that too.
Like, he fought Vidal's fight and won. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, like I said, it was Vidal was just but they were taking punishment, like, you know. But at least it was like only 4 rounds, and it wasn't like going like attrition into. Although it was close, it was almost get into attrition mode. But
yeah, I mean, it was good 2-way action. It was a good opener, like.
Yeah. I mean, and you need that.
You know what? And I kind of, and just to touch on this real quick, I fuck with Showtime's like matchmaking. Like, for some reason, I think Showtime does the best at presenting a whole card that is entertaining and or at least intriguing. Whereas a lot of times I feel like I'm just waiting for the main event or the co-main when I'm watching a DAZN card or ESPN card.
Right. Although Golden Boy used to have that type of touch, but now they're kind of like.
But Golden Boy used to do that shit with like randoms and like nobody, like niggas you ain't even checking for, put on a good fight. Like, that's his own specialness. That's his own specialty. But Showtime seems they do it with like name the fighters or people you need to know about.
Right. You know, and for some reason Fox could never pull that shit off. I don't you know, and that's the shit that used to like kill me. But yeah, Showtime. Yeah, that's why I was like, this Showtime was like, yeah, this card was really good, and it was slept on.
I didn't expect it to be this good, but the triple headers be delivering every time, so it's like, you know.
Yeah, I only think one triple header didn't deliver.
The
But
past-
one
the
out
past-
of
the
a
past
gazillion.
2 years,
man,
they've been Triple H's been killing it the past couple of years, man.
It's just, but yeah, this one had like no one was no buzz, and I was like, I couldn't understand why, because it's like there were all 3 good fights on there, you know.
Niggas were saying because John Jones.
Oh yeah, because John Jones
fight.
Yeah,
But there's more to it than that, man. They really didn't promo this shit like that.
No, even
Right,
the last
they-
one, even the last one with Jamal James, I didn't expect that one to be good, but that was better than I expected too. You know?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like, like we didn't even get like a feature for Showtime until like a day before the fight. They put something on YouTube about Figueroa and Magsayo, so it's just like, you know, and now it's like, yeah, like this was a dope card, and the second fight had a lot to do with, you know, how dope the card was, and you know, it was good and bad at the same time. Of course, I'm talking about Jarrett Hurd and Armando Resendiz. You know, Jarrett was coming back, you know, after a surprising loss to Luis Arias, where, you know, he lost a split decision and was getting pummeled by a shoulder roll, by, you know, overhands over his shoulder roll on the ropes repeatedly for like 3, 4, 5 rounds straight. You know, and having me shake my head like, good lord. And it continued the whole theme of the night. It was like defense. But this time Hurd was in the ring with somebody who had fought at super middleweight and had gone down 6 pounds. So
It had a fire in him. Like somebody's like, look, if you beat Hurd, like we can have you main event next time. And he was like, word?
Yeah, and he was big too. I mean, he moved down from 168. You know, Hurd didn't have that word we won't mention advantage, you know.
I mean, they look about the same size. I didn't like how the commentary was trying to make like Hurd was a little dude again. Like, no, he's still a big motherfucker. He don't know how to use his size and his skills right.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed too is like, because usually in the past when Hurd would fight and after he rehydrates, like he looked like a big motherfucker. Like, you know, against Arias, he looked huge, you know, but he didn't look as big as he did before. And I don't know if it's maybe the fact that Resendiz was like, you know, isn't it? And like Resendiz looked bigger than him, slightly.
Yeah, because this is the first time he fought somebody his size.
Yeah. And I was just thinking to myself, and that was the first thing. And then number 2, because usually motherfucker look like he should be playing football or something like that. Like nigga should be a corner or something. He didn't look. He looked like he might have even struggled to even make that weight. yeah, Andre. Yeah, Hurd looked flabby. Yeah, he looked off. Like, but funny things too. Dude manages to lose all this fucking weight, and like, it's still how this dude loses the weight he loses like constantly. And he's like below. It's like it's beyond me. It's actually amazing because he came in under 160. It was like 159 or something like that. It was just like, I don't understand how he does it, but I think he probably needs to stop doing that. But
he got bigger problems. But
he got bigger problems. Yeah.
Let me see the comments real quick. Okay, I see good fights like an Olympian instead of a pro. He's learning late though. Yeah, bless his late start.
Yeah.
Sam Watson was doing the Birdman hand rub last night. We got 2 Mexican prospects on one card. Why'd I start rubbing my hands together when I read that? I literally just was like, hold on. Especially after the Hurd upset. Word. Shout out to Miss 702, showing love. Okay, word. What's up? Yeah, we got some hip hop for you tonight too. Like we definitely gonna touch on some hip hop. So just keep rocking with us. Hurd looked flabby.
Yeah. Among other things.
He fought flabby.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I mean, the fight itself was probably. I mean, you can call it the fight of the year candidate. I mean, it definitely had the back and forth for it. But
Hurd is cooked. Like,
yeah, you know, he is like, because the first round I was like, okay, Hurd, what have you learned in your time off? Because, you know, he had a different trainer. Andrew Council, you know, like that former boxer himself. I think he's also a former champion too. So I'm like, what are we doing in here? In the first round, I just noticed, whoa, Hurd's taking punches. He's standing in the pocket. He's taking punches. Is this going to continue? Sure as hell did continue. And one thing is too, as LB said, like Hurd's punches lost steam after like the first 3 rounds. Resendiz fought like a fight. Like dude was determined. Like dude was like, you know, hit him with everything.
The only punch Hurd had that was money the whole fight was his uppercut.
Right.
He has a good uppercut and he could throw that with power the whole night, but that's the only punch. It's like everything else just lost its effectiveness. Like he has a good damn steel rod jab.
And he stopped using it because he
stopped using it. Like, geez, like no head move. It's like I don't know. The thing is, we're Hurd. I just think it's a mental thing or something, because like the training, it has to be, because there's certain little things Hurd could do that will improve his whole game, but he's not doing them, and it just makes it worse. Like I don't know what the problem is, but like his coaching or something, he's not getting the most out of what he could do. Like I think it has to be mental, because he can't pump the jab more than damn 5 times every 6 rounds. No head movement. He keeps his left arm, he keeps both hands low, so you could time him, you could get him with any shot, really.
Yeah, and that's what Resendez was doing. Yeah, he was
right hand. He can't read incoming punches well either.
Overhand right hands. Yeah, Resendez was hitting on it. Hurd, and the one thing that Hurd did in the fight that he usually doesn't do, he gassed early, and then once he started gassing, he lost rounds. And he tried to fight dude off. He tried to bully the dude, but then
ring IQ, ring generalship. Like if he would have just stuck to the jab, he wouldn't have made the fight as fucking hard, because he was pushing dude off of him with that jab.
Right.
And he could have pieced him up with it, but he just the same shit we get on De La Hoya about with the whole too much boxing and you don't know what game plan to use when you're in the ring. I think Hurd has that too. Like he literally is going through styles and shit like it's a comic book or he's going through the yellow pages. Like, nigga, pick a page, stick with it.
Yeah, and it's just like you see all these, and then once he gassed, you can see the punches were starting to buckle him too. And I'm just watching this, and I'm shaking my head like he's not taking no steam. He's taking these punches again, like in this fight. He's not taking no steam punches. Clean,
chin up, eyes looking forward. Like all these punches are clean. And oh my god, like I couldn't be his family, because I would just feel it in my heart to see someone get these types of punches.
Yeah, and it's because I mean the big thing too is like he just like Hurd, if he can't pressure you and someone pressures him, he doesn't know what to do. He can't fight. I mean, he doesn't fight off his back foot very well. Doesn't
have any counters.
He can't fight on the outside. It seems. Clearly
has a struggle ass shoulder roll.
He doesn't even attempt to fight on the outside, and it's crazy. He doesn't even attempt
shoulder roll. The struggle shoulder roll.
Dude, he's like Fundora. He can't fight on the outside. That's why he abandons his jab so easily.
Yeah.
Well, at least Fundora has an excuse. He's blind. What's Hurd's excuse? Like,
and even then, Fundora at least has height to kind of help him out a little bit. Like, what is Hurd's excuse? Does he have contacts? Is his eyes like? Yeah, but then that's what you got the jab for, to kind of disrupt the distance. And oh man, like jeez.
It was just like you just literally saw her just getting pieced up round after round after round. I mean, he'd fight back, but it was just Resendez was just winning. So it was
kind of like
the second half of the fight clean.
I mean, it's probably right now a top 10 fight of the year, but it's more of a one-sided beatdown, like Rosado Munguia kind of type of thing.
It wasn't a one-sided beatdown.
Yeah, it wasn't one-sided, dude. Hurd was landing some crazy uppercuts.
He did.
But the problem was Resendez could take him. That's the problem.
He wasn't throwing intention to for the longest time he wasn't opening up. It felt like he wasn't throwing compared to Resendez, who was fucking throwing everything.
Because he was getting swarmed. Yeah. He was only land one good punch for every 4 he was getting hit with.
Right. And then in the 9th round, one of Resendez's punches opens up that disgusting cut on his lip, and I put in the rigging in Twitter. It was similar to Chico when Chico's mouthpiece malfunctioned and ripped open his mouth from Casamoya's punch, and they had to stop that shit because Chico was swallowing blood from it.
And his shit was looking crazy bad because Casamoya is a real sharp fucking puncher. And I would not want to be in a ring with him after he done did my shit like that.
Yeah, and it was fucked up because Chico wanted the fight on, and but it's one
Chico's
of those
a fucking beast. R.I.P.
Yeah, but you can't be swallowing blood, but I understand. Hurd was in the final round, but like at first I was like, at first I thought they stopped it because the doctor was like, yo, this nigga's cooked. But then they did a brief close up. See, Showtime's not like the zone cameras. The zone cameras will show you the muscle and the brain. You can see the brain through the cut in the mouth and shit like that.
Yeah, they show everything.
Yeah,
like,
Showtime
to their detriment.
Yeah, Showtime only showed that maybe a good 3-4 seconds of it before they moved it. But that 3-4 seconds was just it made me shudder because I was like, oof. Yeah,
it was enough to get stopped. Like,
if it was the zone, we would have got 12 seconds of that.
Yeah, exactly.
12 minutes. Motherfuckers would have went diagrams and all types of shit.
Right. Venn diagrams and shit.
Fucking, what's his name? You would have heard a joke, a stale joke from Mannix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hold on, Android. The fire is definitely not as lit. The 2 years off were also evident. Saw some micro glimpses of the old Hurd. Yes, when he would come forward behind a jab and have both his hands up. Right. Guy should sell his house and move in with his family again. Some people are just better on the come up. Facts. He's like the opposite of Chris Algieri.
Yeah, Chris Algieri. Yeah, like Chris Algieri living at home and HBO really trying to make this dude interesting, and this dude was like, "Hey guys, I live in my mama's basement and I eat avocado toast." Like, no, bro. Like,
hey. He be having some fire meals on his page, man. He really.
I mean, the nigga lost by 20 by Pacquiao in the end, bro. So like,
we were never supposed to get that type of fight, man.
Yeah. I mean, technically, it should have never went the distance, but someone didn't want to pull his ass out of the fight, and then we get fucking. Niggas lose by 20 on a fucking card, bro. Like,
and that's the thing, Algieri, he wasn't even as good as Hurd. But man, he never got his ass whooped it took an elite guy to give him it took elite guys to give him the whoopings Hurd be getting from
skills. He's good as Hurd, but I'm saying accomplishment wise, yeah. No.
Accomplishment wise, no, he's not as good as Hurd. Boxing skills, yes, he is better than Hurd. I'll fucking say that. Like, if somebody gave me, if you teaching somebody boxing and you gave them and there was 2 tapes for them to watch, Hurd or Chris Algieri, you won't pop in that goddamn Chris Algieri tape.
Yeah, Algieri at least had. Algieri was a kickboxer, and then clearly spent some time in the gym actually trying to convert from kickboxing to boxing. Even though offensively he was not spectacular. I mean, he just he had a good jab, and shit like
better
that.
Than Paulie Malignaggi.
Right. Whereas Hurd,
shit, he fought Amir Khan using Hurd style better than Hurd does it.
He did, and that's why it was a disgrace that Khan barely beat that dude. I put money on that fight. I was in Vegas at that time. I was like, I put money on Algieri too.
Khan should have lost that shit, man.
He should have lost, yeah.
Like he lost that shit. He getting wobbled and running around like a goddamn deer off a duck hunt or some shit, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. But with Hurd though, it was just like, I mean, obviously we know his fights. He's had basically he's out tough people. He had to out Margarito people. Like he's not like he's taking
defense seemed worse than Margarito, to be honest.
Yeah, no, Margarito actually had some defense. Margarito also had a great chin too.
I regret the Margarito comp for Hurd because that's a disservice to Margarito. To be honest,
Hurd took all.
I mean, is it really a disservice though? Because they no.
It is to me, man. Like Hurd gets hit too fucking much. Like even more than Margarito at this. At least Margarito getting in firefights with niggas on his level.
Right, and Margarito didn't necessarily lose to people that he wasn't supposed to lose to.
I always called him more Angulo than Margarito.
Oh, Angulo didn't move his fucking head.
Shit, but I feel like Angulo got better defense than damn Hurd. At least he keep his fucking hands up. How many times you see Angulo get rocked with damn overhand rights?
Rock him, sock him, non-stop on his head.
Yeah, exactly. So,
like Hurd don't have his hands up enough, like at all. Like it's just, and he's squared up. squaring up and and both your hands are below your chin is like a recipe for an ass whooping.
Right, and now I mean, now first it's the Luis Arias fight, which should have been a warning, and now you got Amanda Resendiz now, who again another nut who didn't even have much of an amateur career, and he managed to become the first man to stop Jarrett Hurd in a fight. You know,
he did everything, and he picked up on the little slight angle Hurd had, and he pivoted and he power shot that jab, and it got to the point. Someone should have told Hurd, don't even try the shoulder roll. Dude already he unlocked the code because the pivot beats the shoulder roll. Yeah, and he was pivoting. Resendiz was pivoting his ass off on there. Like Hurd had to was low key resetting until Resendiz was like, hey, wait a minute, you had to.
Yeah, let me just throw this overhand right, see if it'll land. And the overhands were landing, and Hurd was just, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Like, I mean, I think everyone's really just like, what the fuck is Hurd doing? But I mean, basically, like P said, that man is cooked, and it's sad because he's only like 32, so it's like,
he's gonna be 33 this year. Me and him are the same age.
Yeah, so
don't even move him backwards because I know he just bought that nice house with him and his wife. Like, nah, like it's enjoy the family life and all that. Like
Android said, it's over. Marvin.
Some people are better on the come up than some people. The come up makes them better. Like once they get there, once the journey's over and they're where they at, it's like now they're a champion. Now they fight like it because they believe it. It's in them. There's some people. They're the champion before they're the champion.
He was never the same after his first long layoff, and then he came back for that Fury Wilder fight where I think he hit the guy on the arm and it was a knockout or some shit.
Well, no, because he was injured because he picked up an injury in the Laura fight, so that's why he was off.
Yeah, but he ain't been the same since. Ever since then,
and that British cat was putting hands on him too.
Yeah, he wasn't looking good then.
Yeah, him and J-Rock ain't been the same since they fought each other.
Yes, but at least with J-Rock, has always had suspect like punch resistance, whereas Hurd's got chipped away like because of the way of people he was fighting. So like, let's say 154.
J-Rock got a little better defense than Hurd. Like J-Rock just susceptible to like uppercuts.
Oh, and J-Rock is cooked too. Adames is gonna knock him out. So but
damn, you coming out just right saying that shit.
I'm dead serious. So you
don't think J-Rock has no chance against Adames?
I mean, he has a chance later on in the fight because Adames has a shitty gas tank. But I don't
look at it last time.
And so does J-Rock really too. Their gas tanks are nothing.
So yeah, but like I just saw him look like crap not too long ago against Vladimir Hernandez, and Vladimir Hernandez is worse than Adames to me. So
yeah, of course, yeah. Hernandez ended up putting his foot in J-Rock's ass, which was a surprising part. I was like,
that was the best Hernandez look to me.
Yeah. So yeah, you see, like,
hold on, real quick. Let me ask you this, then, King P. Who you give a bigger shot at pulling off the upset, Rolly or J-Rock?
I say Rolly.
Wow.
Low-key, I think Rolly might have
Rolly is, Rolly.
But I've been saying that the whole time. I just feel like y'all are just finally on some like.
Nah,
damn, you know what?
Rolly sucks, but at least Rolly is like awkward and does some things that would like because Puello's not that good either.
Yeah,
so
not that good.
It's not inconceivable that Rolly's awkwardness he could land something to catch Puello.
He's got retard power. Yeah, Rolly's got retard power, And
I'm still gonna think J-Rock can pull up the outside because I don't think too much of Adames ever since that fucking Teixeira fight. Like, I'm sorry.
So hold on, so you give J-Rock a bigger chance than Rolly then?
Hell yeah.
It's not even a matter of what I think about Adames. It's how little I think of J-Rock these days. I'm sorry. I like J-Rock as a person, but no, like I don't see him anymore as a fighter. He's done.
Even when he's back with Bread, the Hernandez fight, he was with Bread.
Yeah, exactly.
He was with Bread, wasn't he?
Yeah. They just got back together for that one, so I was like, damn.
Plant took all his juice, so Plant has the special Bread man powers now. So
this nigga said special.
But I mean, we'll see though. But Hurd though, I mean, like I said, I mean, like 154. I mean, now you're seeing the brutality of what 154 was. Because I mean, first Trout was probably the first victim of the whole 154 eras, and now Hurd is. You know, it's like, yeah. Like,
shout out to Trout for holding it down at that bare knuckle shit. Last week.
Yeah, because dude. I mean, Trout was the one who fought damn near everyone at 154. That when we were fighting, and
gave everybody a great fight except for Laura,
who put his foot in his ass. Yeah, so it's like
crazy how they gave everybody a good fight except Laura. That's fucking Canelo. Both Charlos, Jamel seemed like he was about to fucking cry. Like,
yeah, Miguel Cotto. Trout was the first victim of the whole 154 era. Even got like a good fight out of Terrell Gashaw. So it's like, yeah.
He did, right?
Yeah.
Yo, Trout fucking fought everybody. Yo, Trout need to be in a boxing game at 154. Fuck it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the brutality of him and now her, it's like, yeah, 154 is gonna start claiming some more people because 154 is still strong. Like that era is not done yet, but now you gotta see like people are getting cooked now. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But Hurd, like I said, I mean, he unified the 154 belts. He gave 154. He brought 154 into its current classic era, but. Yeah, like dude should at middleweight because it's only gonna get worse because like now at middleweight. Like I can't favor him to beat anybody really at middleweight. That's that's worth noting. I mean,
yeah,
that's the problem. Because I said on the preview that this fight would be 50-50, but now it's not 50-50. Hurd he's
Gabe Rosado would probably stop Hurd now.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing too. Like Rosado would probably have a field day with this nigga, man.
Yeah.
Like Triple G would break him. Like it's like and he's old, and this is the old Triple G. Like I just don't see anyone worth noting. Even Janibek would probably put his foot in his ass at this point.
Trout probably beats Hurd if they have a rematch.
That's also true.
I think everybody just realized, like, look, man, if I just attack him more. Don't let him get at me when I get a little tired from beating his ass. Then maybe I could see this final bell and win.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think
push him back. Hurd can't fight backwards. He don't have no counter punches for backward fighting, back foot boxing. So. And
now, of course, there's one more thing before we go on to the main event. Now he's getting the, Hurd is a fraud. Hurd is getting the Ndongo treatment. He's the worst unified champion. He was always a weight bully. He was never that
bullshit. He shouldn't be getting that. Fuck y'all niggas saying all that.
For a minute, Hurd was a pound for pound like top 10 like for a minute.
But saying he's the worst unified champion, saying that he's on Ndongo level, nah, like that's just. Niggas is just hating right now. Like it's that whole boxing mentality. What have you done for me lately? Shit.
Yeah, but then like I said, most people just don't like who he's been losing to. Like it's one thing to lose to J-Rock, who was actually seen as a top fighter, but to lose to Luis Arias and to lose to Armando Resendiz, like these are fights that Hurd was expected to win. And when clearly,
true, but at the end of the day, that ain't gonna take away the fact that he beat Laura Harrison and Trout.
That's also true. Yeah.
That make them niggas look bad because y'all niggas lost to a guy that's losing to motherfuckers that losing to Andre's opponents.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too is Trout is done though, but now it's fucking Harrison and Laura are still a thing now, and surprisingly they don't have as much. They don't have as much damage or anything as fucking Hurd does. Hurd right now is still talking clear, but Hurd has said he had an offer and he might continue, but if he takes any more of these ass whoopings, like someone like he's not gonna be talking clear anymore because he's taking because clean punches they're gonna accumulate even with as big as he is. Like, dude, like someone needs to talk to him. Like, yo, if you got money. Just do something else with your life.
I mean, damn, like it's crazy because he's just. I don't think he's gonna stop. He's gonna continue, but
he said he's gonna.
But like it's funny because I always compared. I I always called Jared Hurd the boxing's Jason Voorhees. You can hit him with everything, but he's still gonna come back and get you. But even Jason was put down eventually. So
yeah, exactly.
But Jason at least could beat boxers though. Hurd struggling with him, so I mean,
yeah. So I mean, like I said, I just hope that either that or someone he gets a new trainer or something like that. But yeah, like I right now he's cooked. I just don't see it because, like I said, you can't. I mean, if it's the weight issue, if he goes up in weight, he's gonna get the ass whooping is gonna get even worse. 168, especially on the PBC
it's a technique thing. He has to figure out what style he could pull off and be effective for a whole fight. He'll start out with little glimpses of pressure and a jab, and then he's trying to shoulder roll. Then he's moving around the ring.
Never use that shoulder roll again. Never, ever.
It might be over. It might be over for him, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I personally think it's over for her. Like, he shouldn't be fighting anymore. Like,
yeah, he gets hit too clean. Like, dude, look, he gets hit this much. Imagine how he gets hit in sparring. Mm-hmm. You gotta add the sparring hits with the damn pro hits. Mm-hmm. Oh shit! Hurd looked hurtable.
Yeah,
the Charles Barkley fit, like the hurtable. Like Hurd in his prime with that zombie style was great to watch. People are forgetting when Charlo lost to Harrison the first time. Hurd was considered a whole head honcho at 154 for a few months.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah,
somebody who fucking watched boxing for longer than 5 years.
Those 3 wins were better than Jamel's wins at first. You know, I mean, like, you know, their runs at 154.
They were.
Yeah.
They still big wins. Yeah. But shout out to Bev. Salute.
Yeah, but Charlo has since added on to the good wins. So now, I mean, obviously he's the man in the division. So it's like,
yeah.
But yeah, Hurd, like, I mean, God bless him. You know, I just hope, like, I just don't want to see him get hurt or compromised permanently because, you know, he had no business, you know, because he's taking these fights because they have to really dumb down his competition. Like, dude shouldn't be on TV. Like, dude needs to be on a dark match or something like that. Like don't put him on TV no more.
Yeah, go
put him on some smokers or something.
Close the YouTube show or something.
No, not even YouTube. I want him like not televised until he can prove that he can actually beat some jobbers, like some real jobbers. Like
and look good doing it too. Like yeah, but yeah, let's get into the main event. Hurd, we just wish you the best, yo. Like we don't want to see you get beat up and shit like that no more, man. Just real talk. Right.
But then, like I said, the main event though, again, you know, it continued the whole tradition of defense. In this case, defense more on Figueroa side than Magsayo, but yeah,
there's more ring general shit with Magsayo, and that is a part of defense. But you're right, more so on Brandon than anything.
Yeah, because this fight highlighted the best and the worst of both fighters in this fight. Both fighters. With Figueroa, if you fight him on the inside, you're basically, you know, you're taking your career, you know, Bucks are taking the career, and it's like, you know, you can be lessened. But as soon as you get this nigga mid-range or some distance, Figueroa can't fight in that way. Like he's like useless.
How come he's fighting like he changed it up from 122? You know, I grew to like his, you know, smothering relentless style, but he kind of like he's went away from it. It seems like.
Well, because he's fighting at a bigger weight, and he's fighting a guy that can also crack too. And then, but what was funny too is Magsayo, who we thought would stay in the pocket with him like that, was giving him movement and timing him and like. And snapping his head back with jabs again, clean. Like they were like snapping, and then I mean there was a point where Magsayo landed like 5 left hooks in a row.
Yes,
like landed
literally five.
Yeah, in a row. Combo. This was a fire combo before he gassed out. That was crazy.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, what in the entire so this and you know, and I'm thinking to myself like, God damn, like these Figueroas, like I don't know what it is about the defense that these cats don't like, but they just take any fucking shots clean. Like again,
you know what it is. Like I had this conversation with my sister last night after the fight. Like with Figueroa, he doesn't bob and weave for defense. He bobs and weave for leverage on his punches.
Yes,
and that's how he ends up having that little rhythm that throws you off, and it'll look like he has some type of defense about him, but he really doesn't. but it looks like he does. And he does make people miss shots by doing that, but it almost feels like if you give him defense, you might fuck up his whole game plan. Or fuck up
stamina and chin's A1 though. Yeah, Figgy stamina and chin's on point, man.
Yeah, but he needs more defense, at least or at least do a better job of making the fight turn into what you're better at.
Right.
Meaning he needs a good first 2 or 3 double jabs and some head movement so he could close it. Like, he needs to learn how to close the distance better so he could go to work. Because that struggle closing the distance shit he was doing was just letting himself get teed off on.
Yeah, or time too. Magsayo was timing him like the left hook.
Hard.
Hard.
Magsayo to me looked better than Fulton did in the first 6 rounds.
Right. But
because he had Figueroa was damn near. I think after 6 rounds, I'm like Figueroa had like maybe 2 rounds won or something like.
Yeah, I thought the big rounds like Magsayo was winning, but Magsayo's biggest problem, and then I would say the way he showed it is his stamina. He's a first half fighter. Second half, his ring generalship. Everything goes out the fucking window, and he holds a lot.
Oh Lord, that fucking holding, like.
Yeah, I knew he was going to keep that pace up for sure. That was after the first, second round, I was like, this guy's going to gas out by 5 or 6.
And then that's the thing, he didn't even have a pace. The pace wasn't even crazy like that.
It wasn't crazy, yeah. But you couldn't keep it up though, pause.
Yeah. And this is a problem with his fights too. I mean, unless you get careless with them. You know,
the dude, her opponent had the pace with 780 punches in 9 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. That's
God damn. Imagine if that shit went 10 rounds or 12 rounds.
Yeah, and that's like 160 pounds. That's like middleweights. These niggas are featherweights.
Yeah, like it even hurt through like what 600 punches or so, like
something like that. Yeah, almost 600 punches. So
so like, and you motherfuckers is like weighing like a whopper and 2 wet boots.
Well, I mean, Figueroa does have the work rate, but he wasn't getting his shots off because, like I said, like when Magsayo threw a jab, you know, he got hit cleanly. When Magsayo threw a left hook, he got hit cleanly. He was resetting because he can't fight on the outside. Yeah. Figueroa is this problem because he can't fight mid range and he can't fight like really on the outside like that. So that's
and he struggles to close the distance. Damn, how do you get this fucking far? I'm playing.
Yeah, and then Magsayo when he got gassed, he started holding, and then he got points taken because of that shit. And the funny thing is too, and he let a possible lead just erode. Simply because Figueroa, all he had to do was just keep his hands moving, which what he did.
Dude was hurt, leaning on him.
He gassed. He couldn't keep up the pace, and he was holding on for dear life. Huh?
He was holding like Katie Taylor did to Matt when Amanda Serrano hurt her. Felt
facts though. And then it's the ring general shoot that just kill me with dude, because there's times he would have Figueroa going back 2 or 3 feet from a counter. He doesn't follow up. He just kind of just does a little Pacquiao run around the ring thing. Mm-hmm. It was annoying because I felt like we could have got a better fight than what we did.
It was sloppy, honestly. It was very sloppy.
That's the right word I'm looking for.
I felt like it was like right behind the Neri Hope fight, his fight of the year maybe. So far.
No, I don't. It wasn't fight of the year to me. It missed. It had a little. It didn't have the muster. I don't know. There was something.
It's missing something from fight of the year. King P's right. Like maybe it was a little too much holding, or it needed a knockdown, or
I feel like he should have got 2. I mean, there was a few times the slips were supposed to be knockdowns. I felt like there was a couple times that.
And that's also true.
Yeah. The ref
I didn't think it was fight of the year caliber. Like it could have been.
It was almost there. Like it literally, it needed like 2 more rounds or some like back and forth action to probably sway me. But it was just overall a little too sloppy.
There was a close round of the year. There was one round that was just competitive as fuck. I don't know which round it was. Maybe it was like 6 or 7. But there was a round that was.
Yeah, but then like I said, but one thing I have to call out though, the scores though. The scores, like the fight was a lot closer than what the judges thought.
Scores were trash, and I say that as a damn Figueroa fan.
Yeah. It was I had Figgy winning 8-4 ish, but that was kind of wide.
Yeah, I mean 8-4, 7. You can even probably even do a 7-5-ish too.
8-4, 7-5 sounds right, because the thing is, like, by the second half started, like I think it wasn't a stretch to have Magsayo up 4-2.
Right, it wasn't. No, not at all.
Maybe even 4-1 or I don't think it was no. I don't think it was 5-1 or nothing, or
no, like 4-2, and then
it was
maybe
competitive. 4-2 sounds about right, so I could see 8 rounds of 4, 7-5 swinging around. But yeah, like Brandon definitely won, but he didn't look great.
Yeah, and Magsayo, and neither of them look great. It's just like it's just like Magsayo, because I mean he had to weigh in a second time, so Magsayo might just need to go up to 130 or something like that. Like if he's gonna be gassing out, like maybe it might help his stamina a bit. Now, obviously, in the fun things too. Now Figueroa has an interim belt, and he's gonna face Ray Vargas. And fucking Luki had been saying that Ray Vargas is all wrong for him, and I'm thinking to myself, how?
So
everybody all wrong for Brandon until they're not.
So yeah.
I hope he bushes Ray Vargas.
So that's actually, I had some questions for y'all.
All right, go ahead.
So I was tagged in this on Twitter this morning with my guy Sibby. Shout out to Sibby Boxing. He does training and shit, and he knows his shit. So he has some questions for people about Figueroa, and I want to ask you these 3 questions, and you can all answer. First question is, what's the best fight for Brandon Figueroa at 126? Doesn't matter the promotion, doesn't matter if you feel like it's like they're not gonna happen, like any promotion, the zone, PBC, I don't care what promotion, like which featherweight do you think is the best matchup for Figueroa at 126?
BC Ramirez.
I agree. What about you, LB and Pat?
Yeah, throw some names out there.
For some reason, I was going to say
Mauricio Lara.
I was going to say Joaquin Gonzalez.
126 is pretty fucking lit. To me, 126 and 140 is killing it.
I was about to say Joaquin Gonzalez. I don't know why I want to see that fight for some reason.
I think he beat Joe S. Joe S. Yeah, all right.
Because Joe, at least I know. I mean, Joe, I know is not going to shy away from any type of shit like that.
But remember, this was we just remember. I mentioned Joette last week when I was like, this seems like the poor man version of Navarrete Gonzalez.
You did say that.
So I'll give you this though. Joette is more consistent than Magsayo, but I think punch for punch, Magsayo hits harder.
Yeah.
But you'll get more out of Joette.
You definitely will. Like Joette will fight you hard to the end, and
so
yeah,
so
you
say
that
Joette?
or Ray Ford.
I like Ray Ford. I mean, he's improved. Ray Ford, Laura. I mean, Figgy would body the British guys. No offense to Warrington and.
No, but it's not a matter of who you think they would win, right? Yeah. It's just which would be the best fight. Like which of us?
Robisi would be good.
Robisi would be his best fight, though. You're right, though.
Best fight meaning what? Most significant, most entertaining.
Which would present the best matchup for like which would end up like, oh, that's a great fight, like quality wise of the fight.
Oh, a quality shit. Then Figueroa Laura.
See, that's what I was saying. Figueroa Laura, that would be a hell of a fight.
It'll be a hell of a 6-rounder.
6-rounder.
All right. So second question. Does Figueroa beat Fulton in a rematch at 126?
He can.
Not with him switching it up with trying to be an outboxer. Nah. I think Fulton. I did say that last night. I think Fulton in a rematch, if Figgy fights similar to how he fought, that guy Castro and who do you?
Roman.
Yeah, Roman. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I think Fulton won clear.
Yeah, because Fulton stayed in the trenches with Figueroa, and that's why he got hurt so many fucking times. So it's like, if Fulton doesn't do that, then Fulton can win that fight easily. At least it'll look because niggas are swearing up and down that Fulton beat Figueroa easily in the first fight, which he did not.
Honestly, like it's the fucking the bias on that. Motherfuckers so glad they got a black fighter that's talented and skilled in them lower divisions. So they over exaggerate the boxing ability showed in these niggas' performances. And I say that as someone who picked Fulton to beat dude.
Right.
Fulton did not. There was nothing easy about that fight, especially in the goddamn interview where he's trying to convince Figueroa that, that he lost, like with words. And Figgy's like, no, you ain't like, let's do it, like do it, like the energy was different.
Mm-hmm.
But that's honestly that's the best fucking fight. Fuck it, Laura's number 1, Fulton number 2. Tomorrow I might say Fulton number 1, Laura number 2.
Yeah, that could be a good pull for tomorrow.
And third and final question: does he beat Ray Vargas?
I think he.
Hell yeah! Get the fuck out of here.
I don't think highly of Ray Vargas. Now, if Lukey calls it, like says he like, I mean, I'll definitely give him his props.
Lukey's my guy, but I personally don't agree. I think Figueroa will dog walk Vargas.
Yeah,
Ray Vargas barely beat Magsayo.
Right.
And Magsayo fight pretty much the same all the time. The only time he showed fire when Seiya who was beating his ass and dropped him, and he had to fight for his life to get back into the fight and knock dude out. And he only really knocked dude out because the dude fucking made the same mistake twice in a row. He pulled straight back. He let Magsayo line him up with a fucking jab right hand, 1-2. Magsayo fell short, and he backed up again. And Magsayo just stepped forward and did the same move and knocked him out.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't believe in lucky punches, but there be some lucky scenarios.
Facts.
That's like you playing Street Fighter, and motherfucker, you kick, and motherfucker just run into you like. You win every time, nigga. Like,
right? Oh shit, no, but Figueroa and Magsayo, like I said, it fell very short from the fight of the year, and like I said, it basically all it did was just let me know that both guys have some serious flaws that can be exposed by the right or in the case wrong opponent if they're not careful. So it's, But like I said, it didn't take away. Overall, like it was still a great fucking night of boxing. Like the shit was dope. Like there was good action and everything like that. The shit flowed. The crowd was into it. The crowd was probably lucky they got a hot card to watch because, like I said, it was a win. And
thank you, PBC.
Yes, PBC with the win. I know Andrew loves me saying that. And I'm seeing Bethaniel's comment. I'm glad Mark lost again. Dude hasn't changed one bit, and he's probably not going to.
Leaving Roach didn't. I mean, he looked decent, but leaving Roach you didn't notice really a huge difference though.
Yeah, but hey, I mean
he only looked decent with Roach. The thing is, I think he needs to move up, like King P said, and I think the biggest difference with Magsayo is if he threw more punches. The shit that y'all say Broner needed to do for years. If Magsayo throws more punches, he's a better fighter see.
Yeah, and not
easily
and not spam his left hook because his left hook is powerful, but dude punches in such a rhythm that they can figure out what he's doing.
He gets greedy with what he's good at, but not with how he could do it. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I'm getting my angry fist on. Because it's like the right hand was cracking Figueroa too. Like, both of them were powerful. Like, it's just he not setting up the shots. He could jab when he was jabbing in 1-2, and dude, that shit worked. Yeah, he didn't do it enough. It's like. It's the consistency, like follow the game plan, have better stamina, throw more punches. Yeah. You have all the tools. What you did was him not even being at his best to me won the first half. So
right, exactly.
It's kind of the reason why niggas was picking Joshua the Big Usyk in the rematch. Cause you're looking at it like he only needs to just do a little extra bit of this or change one thing, and he goes from a B fighter to an A+.
Right.
That's the frustrating thing about it, but shit, fuck it. still great night of boxing. Showtime, PBC been killing shit lately.
Sure has.
And